Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, let's start off with Portia and Zeke because I'm gonna be honest, this scene actually surprised me because normally in situations where you have one person asking the other person, "Hey, what's going on? What happened? Tell me the truth." Because Zeke seemed like he was really bothered by Curtis, and he started to leak some stuff, right? But he was like, you know what, listen, I don't really want to get into it, yada, 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 just stop pressing me or whatever. And normally in situations like that, like the one you saw with Nina today, they'll find a way to sit there and drag this whole thing out. But Zeke did something, Zeke did something that he should have done, that he did. He was a brother. He was a brother to his quote unquote. I don't know if that's his baby sister or older sister, whatever. But he was a brother to his sister. He told her the truth about Curtis. So she knows that Curtis went out and kissed Curtis went out and kissed Jordan, and also Jordan and him hooked up. So she's angry. She's hurt. She got a lot of mixed emotions going on. And so when Curtis find those two at the bar area, let's put it this way: the look on Portia's face. This is one of those looks where it's like, when a woman gives you that type of look, you know you screwed up. You know, no matter what you say, you walk into the room, it's a wrap. Before you even open up your mouth, it's a wrap. Okay? So when Trina was like, what's going on? Is everything all right? And Z was like, hey, listen, how about we hang out or whatever, just to kind of get those two away from the situation. She was like, all right, fine. I'm not gonna really fuss with you. Curtis says something, and I'm just like, Curtis, you got to be among the most densest men that I've seen in a very long time. He says something. I don't know what it was, but Portia was like, did you kiss Jordan? Like she wasn't even having. She was like, "Did you get Jordan?" It's like, "Yeah, I did." But what's the word that he used? Because I don't think that I could sit there and use that and just get away with it. I don't think most men could sit there and use the line of, "I was confused. Our marriage was hanging in the balance, and I was confused. Confused. That's good." I'm pretty sure when I mess up in anything in life, I'm pretty sure that I can't use the words "I'm confused" to get me out of any situations that I'm in. I don't think it's possible. So Curtis does what most men tend to do when they're already screwed. They start taking that shovel, they start digging even deeper. Just digging even deeper. And, when he said, well, the kiss made me realize, because, he was like, yeah, this happened a couple weeks ago, whatever. Um, and she got to a point, it's like, yeah, that's when you moved in or whatever. And was you ever going to sit there and tell me? He even sit there and say that he was going to tell. I guess he was just like, all right, well, you're in the dark, so you're just going to be in the dark. And then he said, well, Jordan helped me realize how much, I really want to sit there and be with you. And when she said what she said, he was like, oh, that's not the way I meant it to come out. I was like, bro, stop talking. It's like if you just have a room full of men at the side, it's like, shh, stop. It was bad. It was bad. My dude was like practically at China at that point. That's how far he digged. Um, and so she was just pissed off, and she was like, you've been sitting there talking about honesty, this, that, and the third. I mean, she was just really going in on him. Then he was all like, oh, well, you can't sit there compare one kiss to 20 years of lies. And I'm just like, bro, stop talking. Stop. Stop. This is not a contest. Stop. It was bad. I was here for it. I know that as men, we're supposed to sit there and have each other back and everything. But it was one of those things like, bro, it's on you, homie. It's on you. And she walked off. Now you got Zeke sitting there telling Trina, like, because Trina wants to know what's going on. And, he's very proud the fact that she's sticking, sticking up for her mom and everything like that, given everything that's going on. And then he's like, you know what? Listen, just keep your distance from them. Keep your distance from Curtis. And you look at stuff like that, and it's like, yo, listen, dude can sit there and look your mom in the eyes and sit there and lie like there's no tomorrow. What does that sit there and say about whatever relationship he's gonna have with you? Just saying. I understand where he's coming from. And it's one of those things. It was like I can't even fully be upset with him. I can't be fully be upset with him. But at the same time, I guess if you want to sit there and play devil's advocate, people do mess up. People do make mistakes. Okay, no, they don't make mistakes. They make bad choices. Okay, that kiss wasn't a mistake. That kiss wasn't. Oh, I was confused. That kiss was a choice, and people do make bad choices. Yeah, Portia was hurt. Because apparently, when she found out that they've been hanging out, whatever, for weeks and stuff like that, confiding in her. Oof. Oh my. But yeah, that's what I said. Fully understand. I don't, I can't. This sucks. I wonder how many mistakes that Zeke's make. Just saying. So you got that going on, right? Now, one of the things I did like, and I still want this chick to be leaving at some point in time, is the scene with Tracy and Leo. This is after Leo walked into the room, and Ned was like, I don't know you. I never adopted you. And Brooklyn, because they were outside talking, and Brooklyn was like, "Yo, where is Leo at?" She came in there, and Ned freaked him out, and he bolted. Tracy's like, listen, I'll look for him, and I'm glad Tracy looked for him, okay? Because this is one of those things where it's like I felt like in this case being direct was the best solution, and even because even Leo was like and she was like, "Oh, you don't really know me too well," and he was like, "Well, you're mean." She was like, "Yeah, but I'm also direct." And so, when Brooklyn's always like, listen, she's mean to a lot of other people, but she always puts family first. You see that in that scene. It's a great scene. Okay, you see exactly what Brooklyn means by she puts family first when it counts. Now, with that being said, I still want this chick to leave ASAP, but yeah. Um, Nina was gonna come in there and tell Sonny the truth, and then when Nina found out through Brooklyn, um, that that Ned is not gonna, Ned doesn't remember who he is, calling himself Eddie Main, and then left. He was like, well, because he was like, yo, what happened to your ring? She was about to sit there and say something. Then she was all like, well, the thing is, it kind of got lost, and I was putting some lotion on, trying to use the supplement product, and it was just like this really bad lie. Then she was like, oh, it fell in the sink, and, I don't know. And I sat there, I looked at my phone, and I was like, this lie is just getting worse by the second. This lie is just getting worse by the second. And somehow Sonny actually believed that. No, I had one of my guys sit there and call up or whatever. Hey, Sonny. Yeah, listen. When you find out the truth, you feel like Boo Boo the fool. Just saying. Just saying. Now, after Laura is they're talking to Austin about trying to find Nicholas in Chechnya or some place in Russia, and Austin does his best, which actually just wound up turning out really bad. Um, Trying to give her a whole bunch of reasons not to go. It's a war torn country, and if something happens to you, and yada 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 yada. I don't think the warnings that he said was necessarily wrong. I think his delivery just sucked, and she could not wait to get away from this man as soon as possible. And then Austin went to go tell Ava, hey, yo, listen, I tried to warn her, but she wasn't buying it. And then he hatches up this plan because Ava was in the house trying to look for stuff from Pikeman, ran across Paloma, and she left, and she was like, "Oh, I think everything went fine." Meanwhile, she left a desk just open, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, Ava, come on, you get kind of soft and sloppy. I felt like the old Ava would have at least closed it because she heard the door opening. Didn't think about closing that at any point in time. No? Okay. So she left, and he hatches up this idea to get Paloma fired. This way they can hire one of their nurses. I mean, one of their nannies. At first, Ava has some reservations about it, but, seeing how it's either the nurse gets fired or, Ava's dead, it's not really that's actually a no-brainer at that point. Meanwhile, you got Laura asking Jordan to be the deputy mayor. And at first she's like, I can't do it, I'm not qualified, yada, yada, yada. But then she changes her mind and does it because, well, plot. So, yeah. And she has to find somebody. Ooh, I wonder who's going to be the new commish. Wait, I know who's going to be the new commish. And this is not something that I read. This is just something in general. By the way, I really want to get one of those spinners. I really want to get one of those spinners. I got to sit there and find how much those spinners are that Leo had. But I know who's going to sit there and be acting commissioner. Anna. Because at this point, why not? I mean, seriously, why not? Now, after Jordan maybe comes back and be commissioner, who knows what they're going to sit there and do with Anna? But I feel like that's the route. If they do take that route, that's the route they're going to sit there and go with. So I go with Anna first, and then if Anna doesn't pan out, we'll sit there and go with Mac. But seeing how Mac already has a job, and he seems like it would just be happy where he is, and seeing how Anna's just kind of just lost in the wind because of, well, things that she did, I don't see why not. But time will tell. That's what my money is on. My money is on Anna being a new commish. Oh, and Olivia said she doesn't really do too much stuff for her. It's just is freaking out that she may not get back her husband. Um, and she did a whole lot of crying. I'm not trying to be an insensitive dick. I'm just saying that's literally what she wound up doing throughout the entire time. Um, oh, there we go. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much about it. But like I always sit there and say, if I did miss anything, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're gonna be sitting there talking about all of them. All the soaps. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to get to the rest. I will be watching them though. We'll be taking some notes. So things stand out. We'll sit there and talk about it. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much about it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video, and hopefully live stream tonight. Also, if you're not a member, hit the join button. We have a lot of fun throughout the members' weekends. Ask anybody that has a members badge on them. Um, how fun our last convo was on Saturday. It's definitely worth it. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.